welcome back to another episode of the Elite Real Estate Podcast, where real estate meets mindset, marketing, and momentum. I'm your host, Jimmy Nelson, and today we are coming to you in business or real estate or just building something big. This one is for you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the show this morning. I'm super excited because we have in-house guests again today. So very excited to have you two in here. Everybody can see us now.
Awesome.
Once I got through that mouthful of thing that I have to record over there so it goes through. But Lori and Megan Murphy, thank you guys for jumping in and joining us from Real Leverage Solutions.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to dig into your guys' stuff today. It's going to be fantastic. So go ahead, introduce yourself, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and then we're going to tell everybody how you got there.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're Real Leverage Solutions. We're based out of Livingston County, but we're all over southeastern Michigan. And the main thing that we do is help service providers tell their story through social media.
Simple.
Yes. Well, simple and not simple, but yes. We're always talking about authenticity and people getting to know you like you trust you. So we kind of take a different approach of not just doing social media for just, it's just across the board for everybody, but making it unique for each brand. So that's kind of what we stand apart from other social media companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell our clients,
Um, what's been the most surprising thing to you from an agent? Like, has there been anything like you're like, why would you do that? Have you had to talk people out of stuff?
Oh, I would never talk again. I spend all my time coaching them to be more themselves, more authentic, more. I guess the thing that surprises people is not everything has to be like a dynamic, funny, scripted, right? We
Right.
do a lot of that because that's the part you can't do yourself, right? I'm gonna write the script for you. I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna make sure it's in your brand voice. I'm gonna, right? Because you don't have time for that.
Right.
But people love, love, love behind the scenes and day in the life and all of that. And that's something I wish people would do more of. And they go, well, that's boring. Okay. Well, the number one watch channel on Instagram is the hydraulic press that crushes things.
Yeah.
We
It's
can't
so
get enough
boring,
of
but
it, right?
yeah.
I mean, is that boring or do we all watch it, right? People
Right.
just love to see what's going on. Are
Yeah.
you setting up for the open house? Are you putting your makeup on, getting ready? Are you putting together a listing appointment? People don't know how that's done.
Right.
And they're fascinated.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband watches a show on TV about the mining in Alaska. I mean, I'm like, this is so boring, but you want to watch, well, what do
Yeah.
they do behind that
How does
whole
that
scene
work?
and everything?
Yeah.
So the social media works the same way. I
Yeah.
mean, people want to see that, but it's funny you say, has anyone done anything? I don't know if you were going like, has anyone done anything crazy? And we said, no, we're more like trying to get
Get 'em
them
to
to
do
do
the
something
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I think
Interesting.
it's us
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know, but she worked in Hollywood for years. So she's seen crazy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I was always wondering, like, do you ever pull somebody back? You're like, I don't know if I
No,
would do
they
that. Or
had,
not.
yeah.
No,
No.
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 Isn't that funny? Because you would think, like, in my head anyway,
No.
I would think you would go, Jimmy, don't do that again.
Well, maybe you'd be a problem.
Maybe I would be a problem.
Yeah.
I probably would be.
I have a feeling, Jimmy.
I feel like this is coming from personal experience.
It's just stuff in the back of my brain. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we've had them stand on their island, you know, and cross
And
their legs.
jump in a
and
pool with their
unheeled,
clothes
jump in a pool
on
with
and-
their clothes
Yeah.
on, and you know,
We're
all
always
that
trying to
stuff.
get them to push the envelope
Yeah.
a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know you
But
got to
we
stop the
don't-
scroll.
You know, we don't have a Jimmy. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
we have to talk afterwards
Yeah,
to
we'll
find
talk
out.
afterwards. We'll find. I'm not gonna do the high heels on the counter.
Yeah, well,
Why
I'm gonna
not?
pass on
we've
that
tried
one.
to get a
not?
man to do that, and we could not talk any man into it.
You
No.
think that wouldn't stand out?
I think it would.
Jimmy, that would kill.
Yeah.
That would kill.
And with your
Well,
personality, I think
Maybe,
you should.
You know,
Everyone
I don't
asked
know.
Jimmy to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll do
Yeah.
that challenge. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
We got.
Comment in the
I don't know, maybe
comments.
this table will hold me. I don't know.
That's what I was just thinking. Let's hear some comments. You want Jimmy to be in high heels on the
Lori will
table?
spot you.
Yeah, right. I think somebody ended up in the hospital. Is what's going to happen.
Well, they were on the roof or
I've
something.
seen a girl on the roof. I've seen some crazy. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to get hurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
the TikTok thing is like dangerous. You
I
know what
want
I
to
mean?
have fun.
Yes. Have
Yeah.
fun. Don't get hurt.
And I don't know if I said this at some event that my youngest is 14 and it was about a year ago. He's like, Dad, it's kind of weird. I'm like, what? He goes, my friends watch your TikToks. And I'm like, well, do the parents want to buy a house? Like,
Right,
more
right.
importantly.
More importantly,
so funny.
exactly.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
importantly. And now his friends will come over and they're like, Jimmy Nelson real estate. Like,
Yeah,
that's what they're
yeah.
like, good. Go
Start
And they're
him
tell
probably
someone
like,
else.
your
Go
dad's
tell
so
your parents.
cool. And
Yeah.
he's like, cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, go tell someone else. that.
Yes,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, go talk to your parents about that.
So it's working.
Yeah, yeah. People are seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, I was like, yeah, your video's popping up again. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Good.
video's working.
He's not getting that's good.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, tell them to show their parents.
Yes,
You
exactly.
guys are only 14, but I need their parents to buy something, right?
Yes.
But that's the whole key. That's the whole key to all this, right? And you got to have a little fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you doing it?
why are you doing it if you're not
Yeah.
having a little bit of fun with
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it is a very serious business, and we do have people's financials in our hands, and it is all those things.
Absolutely.
But also, I always find it easier transaction wise if I can lighten it a little bit, right? If I
Sure.
can lighten that mood a little bit with the
Mhm.
clients and make them laugh a little bit,
Right.
'Cause-
They're trust. Lenders and a lot of lawyers, right? And all these are very intimate things, right? I have to come to you and trust you. I mean, here's my financials. Here's what
Yeah.
I've done well. Here's what I haven't done well, right? How can you help me and not judge me? And right. So for you to, let them peer behind the curtain, just it helps those walls come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we try to do with social media. I mean, yes, we have attorneys that we do, and that's hard to make that real fun on social media, but
But not
that-
impossible.
Not impossible. That's Megan's superpower, I'm going to tell you. But is just Yeah, lighten it up a little bit, because even the attorneys we're dealing with doing wills and all that, some of our clients, we still make that fun, but that's a hard subject. And,
Yeah,
we want them, we also do serious videos because we want it to be like,
sure.
you can, I know what I'm talking about, but also I'm a person, again, relatable, because they have to be relatable. They don't want to look at them like, like Megan always says, they buy from people, not from companies. And so
Absolutely.
looking like, hey, this is just a regular person, but he's great at what he does and he's an attorney,
Yeah. Yeah.
We always say people come to social media to be entertained first, educated second, right? I do not open up TikTok to learn something necessarily, right? I come to be entertained. However, it's also your living portfolio, right? And if I'm about to hire you, I'm a millennial. If I'm about to hire you, I'm going to look you up on Instagram, right?
Yep.
So I do want to see that you know what you're talking about, and there's room for both.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And as like the funny thing is that the statistic was the average first time home buyer last year was 38.
Mhm.
So like
Absolutely.
that age has gotten a little bit older, right?
Yes.
Than most
Than it
first time
used to
buyers
be,
than it
yes.
used to be. But that 38, but again, if 38 and under, right?
Yeah.
You're going to Instagram.
Well,
Right.
sure. I mean, if I'm going to look someone up, I'm going to look them up on social media
Yeah.
before their website, before LinkedIn, right? I'm
Yep.
going to social media. And if you haven't posted in 2 years, I mean,
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel like you're with it. Like, you know what I mean? I want someone who's on top of the market, looks
Yep.
like they're selling things, look like they know what they're talking about. Oh, look, he has kids. Oh, look, he likes to do stuff I like to do, right?
Yeah.
All of that
Yeah.
comes together to just, again, all we're doing is creating, I say we're creating the illusion, right? And it's true, right? It's your true life, but we're instilling confidence
Yeah.
in the ideal client.
Yeah. And again, because you're finding that niche, that my niche,
Sure.
right? You're finding my niche to help me get that. Like, so that's why, again, with tennis shoes, right? Like that's my tennis shoes are my thing. Like, so,
Okay.
but I just roll with it now.
Yeah.
Now it
Yeah.
just becomes the thing, and that's
And
all it
people
is.
that like tennis shoes are gonna,
Yeah.
then you're opening your audience to even wider. And
Yeah.
And
that's,
it's a memorable thing about you, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a memorable. I need to call an agent. Who's that guy who loves tennis shoes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He always showing off his shoes,
Yeah.
right? We're just staying top of mind.
Yeah. That's it. And it's finding out what and again, what you're comfortable with, right? And again, but that's where you guys come in to help out so much.
Well, absolutely, right? Absolutely. And I have an outsider's perspective, right? I'm not so deep into it as you are, right? So I can
Right.
look and go, oh, look, but this is cold calls, right? But where have your last 10 clients come from? My sphere. Okay.
Right.
So maybe, let's go hang out with your sphere,
Yeah.
right? So, who's your last 10 clients? Well, I want to do luxury. Okay, but your last 10 clients were first time home buyers who referred you to other first time home buyers. Let's lean into that.
Yeah.
Not what you think you're supposed to do. Let's think outside the box and do something that is
Yeah.
going to make a difference. And we always talk about that in social media too. It's like, think outside the box. Don't do the same marketing everyone else is doing. And, when I teach my class, I always talk about, real estate agents, oh, well, I should be on social media, but I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to do some just listed, just sold. I'm going to do some static posts. No, let's get thinking outside the box, do some funny things and some, talking to camera and all that type of thing that someone else isn't doing, so that you stand out, because you're in an ocean of people doing videos and in an ocean of real estate professionals. How are you going to stand out and show that you're the ideal person?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box for sure. And again, leaning into who you are.
And leaning into who you are.
Right.
Being
And that's why I
authentic.
say, there's no too much you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, maybe you just from the impression.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
but that's you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have this, I had a client, one of our first clients. I said, what do you like to do in your free time? She goes, I like to go in the woods and take mushrooms. And I said, well, I think people who go in the
Jimmy's
woods and
like,
take
"All right."
mushrooms need to buy a house also.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a guy we used to work with. He's in a bike club, big biker guy, right?
Yep.
Bikers need to buy houses too,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Relate to them.
they
on all
don't maybe
different
want a
levels.
suit and tie, right? They want someone that they can talk to, someone they feel comfortable share, right? So that's fine. Lean into it.
Yeah. Lean into it. Like,
Yeah.
and again, the cannabis and all the things that we dealt with, like, for a while in real estate, everybody was looking for a grow house, right?
Right.
Like, that
Yes.
was
Right.
the big thing, like lean
Yes.
into the grow house.
Well,
thing.
right. Well,
Yes.
lean into it, right?
Yeah.
If that's your thing too, great. Now all of a
Now
sudden
it's
this has
even better.
become an asset.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's the important part for agents, right? So I have a client that I have, and like she was apprehensive about doing stuff. Same thing, right?
Mhm.
About putting this stuff up. Then I got her to start doing it, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's working!" I'm like,
Yes.
"Wow,
Yes. And
Yep.
it's
Really?
working because they can relate, you know,
Yes.
and you're being yourself. It's hard to not be yourself.
Yeah,
And so getting on that camera and being someone else, it
yeah,
just doesn't work.
yeah." And she's an insurance agent, but she also is like a Pilates instructor. So I'm like,
You've opened that up.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
And then she came back to me. She's like, "Wow, the Pilates didn't even know I did insurance."
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we
like,
get that a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
a lot.
Yes. Because they
Yeah.
think, oh, well, that doesn't have anything to do with real
Yeah,
estate or insurance. Why would I do that? Because those people that do Pilates probably need real estate or insurance,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing because people want to separate everything.
They
That
do.
yes,
Yes.
They
yes.
want to separate. Go, no, I do that over here, and I do this over here.
right.
I'm
And
like,
I'm a
yeah, but
professional over here. And yes.
yeah,
But your client probably does this and this, and you're right. I
right,
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're not going to connect over real estate because they're not a realtor. That's another thing Lori always says. You're coming at it as a realtor, as a professional, right? This
Yeah.
is you live, eat, sleep, and breathe real estate. Okay, but they don't,
Right.
right? A client
Yes.
says, "What's in it for me?" And I don't know what escrow is. I don't know, I don't know what
Yes.
you're talking about. You're
And-
not talking my language.
and I don't want them to know.
Right. Right. But also coming at, like if you are doing something that's a talk to camera and you're trying to be more talking about real estate or that, not talking over their heads. People don't
Break it
do this every
down.
single day. Break it down for them. Again, it's not, you might think, well, this is silly, but really people are not like, I can't go in. I don't know when my dentist is filling my teeth and saying all those numbers and give me this, give me that to the assistant. I don't even know what she's talking about. I can't go do that. She'd have to like really dumb it down for me and tell me
Right.
what she's actually doing. Same thing as real estate. We're doing this every single day. We think people know what it is, but they don't. They're not buying a house every single day. So even though their uncle or their dad or whatever thinks they know, they don't. So it's like you really need to explain it, but also make it fun and interesting. So,
Yeah,
Sure. We just had someone do a video about EMD because she said people keep. I always say, "What do people ask you?"
yeah,
She goes, "Well, people don't really get EMD." I was like, "Great, let's break it down for them." Right? There's nothing too simple. They don't. Even if you bought or sold a few houses, you're not thinking about it 24/7. Right?
right.
Break it down for them. Don't make them feel stupid for not knowing. Right? There's no dumb questions on your biggest purchase. So break it down for them.
I always say there's no dumb questions. The dumb things happen when you don't ask the questions.
No dumb questions, only expensive mistakes. Right?
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
And
Because it's
someone
like,
else is always thinking of that question. They just didn't ask it either.
right,
Right.
right, and it's I'm a big like I over prepare for the hard question.
Right.
Right. If you're prepared for the hardest question you're going to get and you don't get it, perfect.
Yes.
Right.
But if you do get it, you're already prepared for
Right.
it.
Right.
Right. And I think that is, and what's your thought on like balance for social media, right? Between real estate and personal, and what's your thought on that?
60/40. 60/40 real estate, right? It
Yeah.
should not all be real estate because again, social media, you need people to follow you and stick with you until they are ready to buy or sell, right?
Yep.
And if all you talk about is buying or selling, they're like, I'm not buying or selling right now. Bye. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got to keep them entertained. We've got to, hey, I'm a resource. I'm here. I'm here with my family. A big thing that we do is we have a group called Reels for Deals. We meet every other Wednesday at a local business in our area, right? So we're out of Livingston County, although we recently went to Ann Arbor, but we're at a local place because I want people to see these agents and these lenders as a local resource. Here I am at this new hair salon. Here I am at this restaurant. Here I am at the mill pond, right? Because I want you to call me even if you don't need to buy or sell, right?
Right.
I want us to be communicating.
Yep. That's why we're going to be at a car wash today.
Yeah.
We were at a Spicer's yesterday at a cider mill. We do have more clients out in this area, also Oakland County area, Macomb, all that. So we'll travel and do Reels for Deals different places, but it also just highlights different businesses in the area.
Also, you're tagging them, you're jumping on their audience, they're jumping on yours, right? So this is just a
Right.
great way to get that reciprocity going.
Right. Yeah. It's the cross pollination.
Exactly.
Because I always say you're not only as a real estate professional building your community out in your community, but you're also building it in social media.
Yeah.
So, and reciprocity is, tagging other businesses, caring about other businesses, commenting on what they're putting out there so that you're building this community, getting into different groups and talking and, giving your advice. And really it's all, it all has to work together. for for marketing on social media to work. So
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you guys are building a fantastic community.
We have the greatest community of all
You
Yes.
know,
time.
I mean, it
Yes.
is. Because I'm constantly watching everything, right? They're trying to keep up with as much as I possibly can. But you guys are building a great community of people, right? And I think that's where it all starts. You have to have
Oh,
the
yeah.
right people, and it's we
100%.
all know some people we just don't want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, right? I'm
Right.
going to choose my tribe. This is who I want to be around. We've got the same energy. We've got the same goals. We're all working together, and everybody's happy, right?
Yeah.
This is
And our marketing is talking to our ideal clients. So we
yeah,
attract our
exactly.
ideal
We
client.
attract our ideal
And
client.
we really don't have clients that we don't like to work with, because we attract those people that kind of know our thing and how
Yeah.
we are, and we're kind of silly and we
and
have
repel
fun.
the people that are not our ideal
Yes.
client. Right. I
Right.
always
Yeah.
say, if someone unfollows you, that's great. They weren't going to buy from you anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Let's make room for the right people.
Yeah.
And when we first started, you know how it is when you're first entrepreneur, you're like, well, no, we got to take everybody just like
And do everything for them.
and we say nope. If we're not a good fit, and I've never been pressure in sales. If I'm not a good fit when we talk on the phone, and I'm the first person they talk to, it's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Go to somebody else that would talk your story and put your brand out better than we would. And I don't know if that would happen, but
But it's okay, right? It's okay
No,
to not be
it
for
is. It's
everyone.
okay.
Sure. Well,
and
you
I'll try to
can't be
help
for
you
everyone.
find someone who is, right?
Yeah, you
If I
can't
know-
be for everyone.
Yep.
And that's one thing we do. Like, people ask us, do you do YouTube? We don't. Like, we don't do a long form video. That's just not, we may in the future,
Sure.
but we have people that do, and we have resources for them. So again, that's another thing we do for our clients. Hey, if we don't do that, or your website or whatever, we've got people that we feel that are really good that would do that. We stick in our lane, because this
Yep.
is what we do best. And sometimes that's hard in the beginning, but now we know this is our lane. This is what we do best. And it's paid off, you
Yeah.
know? So
Well, know what you're good at.
exactly.
Right.
And what you guys have to do too is you prove your point too, right? Like, we
Right.
don't do the long form, we don't do the YouTube thing, we don't do that, and we're not going. Maybe in the future we'll see
Yeah.
type thing, but we know what we're good at, so we're going to
Right.
stay in that.
Yes.
And this is how we can help the most people,
Correct.
right? In this lane.
Yes.
Correct. And but then now that's your proof, right? Because now you can go back to your agents and your clients and say, hey, look, we know what we're good at. It's
Yeah.
not that. If you want to
Yes.
do that, here's 3 other people that'll do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And again, we're helping another business because we're sending them over, and it's that building that community. And we have a great community of people that know how to do other things that we don't. So
Right.
that's what's great too.
Yeah.
When you start looking at it, like there's I really truly believe, and this is something real estate agents have to learn too, right? There's enough business for everyone if you've got your ideal client in mind, right? And that's okay. It's okay if they're not, right? There is enough for you. And if we can't do it, I would love to give that business to someone else, right? Because
Yeah.
we're at the top, they're collaborating, right? How
Right.
can we lift each other up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, I always think too, it's like my 90-10 rule, right? 10% of the people aren't for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's okay. They're
Yeah.
for somebody else. And I always say I'm not a 3-piece suit guy, and
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna show up like that. And it's funny, I have a client that's like, he's an investor and worth a couple $1 million and whatever else. But if I show up with a suit on, he's like, who died?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah, because he's always in like a quarter zip or a polo. 'cause
Yep.
it's,
Yeah. Guys always ask me if they should wear a suit. And I go, do you normally wear a suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll it's hard to catch me in a tie.
Yeah.
Suit jacket, yes, but hardly ever a tie.
Yeah.
I did the tie for a long time in the
Yep.
corporate world, and I'm
And
like,
I was going to
done.
say, when
You're
you were in
done
the
with
corporate
it.
world, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good
And
with
even the
tie.
corporate world now is more
Yeah, it's
relaxed.
way more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So.
I'm the tie thing. What was that, Al?
Good morning. Good morning. So we can't find ties that are long enough to fit you. They're like 3.9, bro.
That's the reason.
That's the reason, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like go borrow a Donald Trump's tie. That's like 9 foot long. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he and I are about the same
Yeah.
size, so
Yeah, you're just much better looking. So, hey, ladies, great show as always. The one thing I think a lot of people in social media, especially, they automatically assume it's got to be perfect. It's got to be right. You got to have your filters on. You got to have your makeup on. Let me tell you something, and you guys know this, and you guys said it. Natural, authentic, and raw is perfect. Perfect is not
100%.
perfect.
Perfect. Right. And I
Because-
think everybody's sick of perfect.
Especially like, I know a lot of ladies, okay, and I'm not going to name who, but man, they will not turn on the camera unless a damn filter's on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like you don't look like yourself when you got that filter on. And if your filter's on all the time, then they see you in person, they can't recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll tell you a quick story. Mike Ferry, one of the greatest real estate coaches in the industry, said it maybe when I started in the industry, I don't know, 28, 25 years ago, something like that. He said, guys, for the life of me, if you're going to put your picture on your card, on your business card, make sure it looks like you and doesn't look like your friend or your brother or your sister.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember glamour shots, right? Glamour
Oh,
shots
yeah.
were-
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. So people do these so perfect photos on their card, but in person, you're like, what the F happened?
Exactly.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
their first thought instead of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know what? You want me to trust you, but I don't even know that you look like this.
I already don't trust you.
You're right.
You're totally right.
Yeah. And I think now the AI photos, right? Like the AI
Yes.
pictures now are like,
I
I'm
don't
like,
dig those.
no, it looks like AI. You got,
Right.
and then if you look at your hands, you got 6 fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
not the same thing, right? So it's, again, cautious about what you're putting out there because some people just slap something on it and put
Sure.
it out
The
there.
internet's forever.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's there,
Yep.
right? And it's kind of, we talked about this too. Like if I look back at if you go back to my YouTube channel and look back at like my first videos,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, it's very cringe because it's like, what was I doing? Like the light was terrible, the microphones were terrible, like all the
Right.
things were bad. And so it's not, but you have to do that to start. Like you have to start.
Yes.
You have. Well,
I mean, you were doing
yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
And now,
Yes.
and you learned what you needed to do and not do. And absolutely.
You have to
So,
start.
I'm
You
a
have to
huge
start.
proponent of just jump in and you will figure it out, right? But
Yeah.
if you never start, you'll never start.
I
It'll
mean-
never be perfect.
Never.
I mean, we hadn't totally figured it out when I pivoted and said, hey, we're going to do a social media marketing department. And I came back to her. But you know what? We've learned so much in these last
Sure.
few years. And now, we feel good about what we say and, we can back it up. And absolutely. So
Yeah.
you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, especially in the social media world, right? Put it out there, see what the reaction is and use that, right? There's metrics that we're measuring, right? What videos are doing great? Okay. Jimmy in the high heels is killing. We got to do more of those,
It's gonna be.
right. But what, people, I think they put stuff on social media, but they don't take it too seriously. Okay. And that's fine. But this is a metric right here. If you cold called 100 people, you would say, well, how many conversions do I have to make to get a deal? Right.
Right.
But if you put out 100 videos, where are the deals coming from? Right. What are they liking? What are they not liking? What's hitting? What's not hitting? And then go from there. Adjust your strategy based on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And again, it's simple. You have to measure though.
Sure.
Yes.
Right. You have to measure and look at your analytics.
Right.
There's a reason that metadata is all coming out, right?
Right.
Like you should be looking at your metrics and saying what is, and then, so what is your professional thought on like repurposing video?
Oh,
right.
well,
Like
you have to. You
Yes.
have to. And that's another thing. You make a great video and it does well. Put it out a month later. Put it out a month after that, right? You've got a new audience. You've got new eyes. Maybe people only look at your stuff at 8 a.m. and you want to put it on at 8 p.m., right? Get it out there. Nobody is looking at you that closely that they're going to go, well, Jimmy put that video out last month, right? I mean, you would hope, but we're scrolling through thousands of things all the time.
Yeah.
People are also very afraid to repeat themselves. Well, I already said that. Okay. Well, if you're getting sick of saying it, they maybe just are starting to hear it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And saying it
keep-
in different ways, right? You
Yeah.
always say that to people.
Oh yeah, we're going to say the same thing in as many different ways as we can until somebody gets it
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and calls you.
Well, the marketing thing, right? It's the theory of three, right? That
Mhm.
you should say it 3 times,
Yep.
right?
I heard 7. I
Is
heard
it 7?
someone
Yeah.
shared 7
Yeah.
or something, right? And maybe they need a video, maybe they need a text-based post, maybe they need a live, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe they
Well-
need you talking with someone else about it, right? So let's give that all to them.
And then
okay?
we always talk about then, because we give them call to actions on their videos, whether it's to grow their page, whether it's to capture, leads and get information from them. And then, when you are capturing leads, putting them into your database, then you should be saying it again there over
Emailing
and over
them.
again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're nurturing. How do we stay top of mind? Because we're everywhere, right? We hear people say that to us all the time. You guys are everywhere. Absolutely. We want you to see that we're everywhere. So guess what? If I need social media, I got to hire Real Leverage Solutions. All I ever see is, and that's what they need to do. And we always talk about consistency because you just said, what do you think about, reposting? Well, it's hard to be consistent when you're doing a different profession, like being a real estate professional, right?
Yeah.
So repurposing things that did well and just taking some time and doing them later so that you stay consistent. Because I think another thing, especially real estate professionals, I think do is post and ghost. I post and then I don't do it for a while. I post again. Why isn't it working? Because you're not top of mind. You're not consistent.
Right. Right.
And you're getting outshone by people who are.
Yeah. 100%. And I think that's again, it's so funny. Like the point is just do it first of all.
Sure.
Right.
Yep. Get it out
Absolutely.
there. You'll
Out
learn.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna fall on a video, which may go viral, which would be even better.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
exactly.
You never know what's
Right.
gonna happen.
Put
You're
it in
gonna-
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Put it in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like what gains more attention than anything are blooper videos.
Those are
We
those
love to do
always
those.
kill.
And
Those
always.
always kill. My clients are always nervous. I go, I'm going to put out a blooper video, and then by the time
They
it's
love
done,
it.
they're like, "We're filming. Go, that'll be good for the blooper. That'll
Yeah.
be good for the blooper." Yeah.
Yeah. We've kind of created monsters now because the people that we first, like, if they're always our first sessions, a little like they're nervous. What do I do? All this stuff. By like their fourth session, they're sending us stuff. Well, we need to do this. We need now they're producers.
They got a suitcase full of
Yeah.
outfits. Like, I want to change.
Oh yeah, they're bringing
Yeah.
suitcases of
Yeah.
outfits.
Yeah.
They're bringing changes of clothes. They're like, they're in Europe sending us videos from there. You
Yeah.
know,
And that's how
it's
we
like-
know we've done our job right.
Right.
You know what I mean? We made it fun for them.
Yeah.
This person who, and it's always well, I don't really like being on, if I can get you to go, I've got the outfits, I want to do this, that, and the other, I want to do this funny one. I'm like, okay, we
So
did
many
it.
of- yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We did it.
happens all the time.
Yeah. It's great. So I just did a photo shoot too, and I showed up with like 2 bags of tennis shoes and like a basketball. and-
Because that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're having fun with it.
Yeah.
You understand, right? This is fun. This is good
This
for
is-
marketing. This is me.
This is who Jimmy
that's-
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Talk to my people.
yeah,
Right.
that's it. And
Yeah.
it's again, but it's getting comfortable, and it does take time to get comfortable in front of a camera,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
and I've spoken in front of thousands of people, right? Like in that I enjoy that. Like
Yes.
that's a fun for me. And most
Yes.
people are like, don't want to ever do
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Like,
I don't
And see,
ever
it's
wanna do
fun for
that.
me. And I love teaching classes. I love
Yeah.
teaching in front of people.
yeah,
I still get nervous.
Sure.
And she'll like, why are you nervous? You do this. Like you've taught this class or this class so many times. I go, because I think it's a good energy. It
Yeah.
makes me nervous. So I'm not up there like being boring. I've got a little energy. I turn that into something good, but yeah,
yeah. So you guys got a really good yin and yang going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
We
we
do.
really do. We play off each other's strengths
Yeah.
and weaknesses.
Yeah. And like so with your marketing stuff, so what was early marketing like for you guys? You were in Hollywood and
So, I worked in Hollywood for years. We did a lot of marketing, and we were on social media because we were looking for real people, right?
yeah.
And so I moved back to
MTV.
Michigan, and I became a realtor. So we were realtors together. And we were doing a lot of marketing and videos really before anyone was. We had a YouTube channel called Keep It Local. We interviewed local businesses. We said, we're Team Murphy. We're here's, we interviewed our dentist. She still gets business from that video.
Yeah.
And that was a
right?
few years ago.
Yeah.
I was getting my teeth cleaned, I don't know, 6 months ago. She goes, someone came in and said they saw the video. I'm like, that's awesome. That was like
Right.
3 years ago.
I mean, and the videos are cringe. Again, I
Yeah.
watch them now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, right?
Yeah.
But I think they were good for the time.
Sure.
It wasn't people weren't editing like they are now and all of that. And now we've used that, right? So we've used that, for our clients. Hey, we need to be local. Let's talk to your lender. Let's talk to your insurance
Yeah.
guy. Let's mix these worlds, right? Because especially as a service-based person, a realtor, a lawyer, a lender, people are coming to you for advice. Well, who do you recommend?
Yeah.
For whatever. If I'm moving here, well, who's your dentist?
Yeah.
But
you know?
even out in LA, she, did social media for MTV, ABC, those type of companies. And that's why I always say, if they trust her, you can trust her with your
Right.
baby, right? Because your company is your baby, right? But they were trying to cast reality shows. She had to find her ideal client for this certain show
Yeah.
and put that marketing out there. And that's where, we're constantly talking about that, but that's her background. And that's why I knew if she knew the ideal client for those type of things, she's definitely going to know an ideal client for these service-based businesses and get
Yeah.
that to bring that out in you.
Yeah.
So
How did you not find me for a reality show? like
You
that?
know, I probably called you. I made a lot of cold calls in that job too.
I don't know if you made it out to the Midwest when you were doing that.
I did Blue Collar Millionaire.
Yeah.
So
Well,
did a
I
lot of calls
probably
for
was
that.
not doing social media enough at the
That's
time.
probably
Sure,
what it was.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Little
didn't you find
too-
me?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
past it and cross at the right time.
But we used to tell people, when they're doing their videos, we'd go be yourself times 10, right?
Yeah.
And that's so that you shine on camera.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is hard, right? Like it is, and it's difficult because it is your brand and it's the only thing you got. And you're putting it out there. And you do have to have thick skin. Everybody I've talked to that does a lot of social media, there's always the negative feedback,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I said, then the other thing is, I had Nick Krem on the show, he's really big in AI. He's down in Cleveland. But he said the other thing you have to watch out for, it's just bots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even really people that are,
Right.
it's just
Yep.
bots that are doing this just to change the algorithm,
Sure.
right? To get, whether that's drawing attention negatively or positively, it's
Right.
still drawing attention to it.
Sure.
So, it's like some of those Facebook posts you see on real estate groups of, I don't want to sell this person because that's all a bot.
Right.
It's not even a real person.
I call it the propaganda machine, right?
Yeah.
And they're putting out the same, they're appealing to both sides, right?
Right.
If we can get people talking, if we can get people arguing in the comments.
Yep.
I mean, people forget Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're a business,
Right.
right? And their
Right.
business is keeping you on that platform.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So,
And they're learning every day,
yep.
right? They're
Yeah.
learning every day about what, because it used to be, I remember you used to could be able to like throw a YouTube video on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can still put it there now. It just gets suppressed
Because
way
you're
down.
taking them off of
Right.
Facebook onto YouTube,
Right.
and those companies are not the same,
Yep.
right? And I talk to people a lot too about their calls to action, right? So if you don't tell your audience what to do, they're not going to do anything, right?
Right.
I mean, they're going to watch the video and then they're going to move on, right? So you need
They're
to
gonna-
instruct them, hey, drop a like, make a comment, reach out
Share
to
it
me,
with a
right?
friend.
And I think a big mistake a lot of service-based providers make is so I always ask, okay, Jimmy, if someone sees your video, they want to hire you as their realtor, how do they get a hold of you? Well, they can call me. Okay, well, you've just asked them to do the hardest
Yeah.
thing that
Not
they now.
happening.
So they're going to get off of Facebook. They're going to dial your number. They're going to talk to a human on the phone. Like, wow, you're every step that you made them take, you're losing people, right? So how can we make this easier?
Right.
Can they drop something so you can get a hold of them? Can you do a DM automation where they put a word and they can get on your calendar, right? How can we make this easier for them?
Yeah.
Plus, Facebook doesn't want them leaving to go call you. Right?
So
Right.
they're getting off Facebook, they're dialing your number, they're caught, right? So nobody's happy in that situation.
Yeah.
You got to make that barrier between you and them as little as
short
possible. Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Click button.
Yes.
Click button, get call
Anything,
from
right?
Jimmy,
Yeah, click
right?
button,
Yep.
anything.
Yeah, because
Click
again,
button,
we're like
mailing list.
we're
Yeah.
3-year-olds now with all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old grandson. He doesn't like this. He's on to the next thing, right? So like this, we're the same way with our attention span. So the least I have to do to get a hold of
Well,
you,
again,
it's going to be better. you know?
Millennial, I'm not calling anyone on the phone.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Mm.
I know. My 14-year-old, same thing.
Yep.
It just, and if you don't catch it in that first 3 seconds, like you
Yes.
said earlier,
They've moved on.
you've
Yes.
moved on to the
They've
next
moved
thing.
on.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to
Yeah.
hook 'em.
Shiny, shiny, shiny,
Oh,
right?
Yep.
We're terrible with
Yep.
it. We're terrible with it. And it's just getting worse.
It's just
Yeah.
going to get worse. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because now AI everything.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when
So-
your 14-year-old's adult, what's going to be like, it just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it'll just be coming out
yeah,
at him.
Yeah. It'll just, it's gonna just be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be everywhere. So we got a couple minutes left. Where can we find Real Leverage Solutions and you guys? And obviously social media is everywhere.
Yeah.
We
You can
happen to be
find
on
us
social
our
media.
Socials. Yep. You can find us at realeverage.solutions.com. If you're part of Real Producers, you can probably find us at one of their events. We're taking video. So that's a great chance to get a reel made by
Yep.
us.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we're always out about in the community.
Yeah.
And we do reels for deals, like she said, and we're kind of expanding where we're doing them all over. And we have a private Facebook page that people can get on if they want to. They can reach out to us. We do reels for deals at different companies, and we let you come in and try your first reel for free so that you feel comfortable. And so, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, you guys are everywhere. We ran into each other at the Real Producers event.
That's because you're everywhere too. Yeah.
I try to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to be. And then usually I package all this stuff up with me and take it with me wherever I go.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great, right?
Yeah.
That's great. You bring it to them.
Exactly.
Give
Yeah,
them a
let's-
chance to know what it's like to work with you, right? I mean,
Exactly.
this is a great thing right here. Okay, now I've worked with Jimmy. I was on his podcast, so yeah, I want him to coach me, right?
Yeah.
I like his vibes.
Yeah.
He didn't wear a suit and tie.
No.
I like that.
And I wanted
This is
to,
it.
yeah.
I dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you going into our Facebook group and saying something and offering to connect people. And
Yeah.
I said, come on, agents, if
I
you're
take
not,
advantage of that.
yes, I would take advantage of
Yeah.
that because he can hook you up.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. And again, you got to find your right brokerage.
Yeah.
Right. If you're a realtor, you got to find the right place that's going to fit for you.
but
right?
a mentor that's going to say, hey, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's important. It's
Yeah.
important because not all of us had that when we first got into business.
Sure.
no, not at all.
Yeah. Not always had that business. So, well, guys, find Real Leverage Solutions out there wherever you find social medias. I'm going to start playing it and exit music. And we'll wrap up today. But I thank you guys for coming in. You
Thanks
guys
for
drove in
having
from
us.
Brighton. So,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
guys
Thanks
got
for
up
having
early
us.
this morning.
We did.
It was well worth it.
Yes.
We'll find Real Leverage Solutions everywhere and go from there. EliteEdgeNetwork.com. Don't forget to like and follow everything on the real estate page and the YouTube channel. So, guys, we'll check it out next week. See you guys later next Friday.